Does team chemistry matter, or is it let's get the best players, put them on the court, and see if we can win?
Does team chemistry matter? Yes, it does. But I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't matter if you can't play.
Right.
Okay, so it's a component, but it's not at the top of the list. But it is important. I am loath to talk about other people's deals. It used to annoy me no end to listen to people talk about a trade or something that we did. As somebody who's a veteran and expert in the field who knows nothing about my circumstance, talking about what I did, and I used to throw things at the TV and mark them indelibly in my in the book in my head about when I grade their performance, that's high on the list. Having said that, when you look at a deal, no matter what the deal is, there's always an aspect of it you do not know. There are so many, and this one has so many moving parts that there's no way to know. They are looking at Shaq's return with specific information that we don't have. Right. They're looking at Jermaine O'Neal's return with specific information we do not have. They were looking at Perk's contract situation in ways that we could never determine ourselves as to what his value. He just signed today. I don't know if you saw. He signed today with the Thunder.
Oh, he did.
He did, and he signed for I think it was 4 years, about $32 million. I'm not certain of that, but I think that's what I heard. I don't know how they would have felt about it. I don't know if they could have done that now, cap-wise, whether or not they had the ability to even do that. So there's lots of factors that go into it. Just looking at that trade, in terms of not looking at the positions and where they are in a season which has such great promise, they did get the best player in that trade, in Jeff Green.
And that was Red's Rule 1, we're told.
Well, Red would say now there are lots of rules for Red that all they all interact, but you don't trade, in his view, you don't trade quantity. Excuse me, you don't trade quality. You don't trade away quality for quantity. But if you can get quality and give up quantity, go for it.
Frank, what do you think? Are we going to make a championship run?
I think it's going to be tricky, and I think Perkins might have helped that more than Jeff Green on this particular team, especially with a team, if they ever play Orlando, Perk did a pretty good job on Dwight Howard. But I think generally speaking, most people would agree with what Jan said. Jeff Green is a better basketball player at the position than Perk is. Perk was a good role player, and he created value for himself by playing a role with superstars around him. And I think that's what Oklahoma's trying to do with him. They've got a couple of great players, I think they figured that's what they needed in the middle. So they were willing to get rid of a player who maybe they'll have salary problems with trying to sign him. I don't know what his contract situation is. I didn't look into it. But I think
he's a free agent at the end of this year, but he's a restricted free agent.
Oh, it's restricted, but that only gives them a short term.
No, but it's a good opportunity to. I think you have a better chance of controlling what happens.
Oh no, I mean with Jeff Green, it only gave Oklahoma a short term in which to make some decisions on.
Oh, sure.
Right.
Right. So I think they were looking at salary and also what they are missing, which is a bulky guy in the middle. And I just hearing it was 30. I didn't hear he signed, but I knew the Celtics didn't want to pay him $10 million a year, which is what he was asking. And I think they thought he was worth more about what he was getting. So maybe they would have paid him $6.5 a year for 4 years. I think there was a $7 or $8 million divergence in what he was worth.
Right.
And I think the Celtics would have kept him for $6 million. Whether they would have traded him for Jeff Green if they didn't have to increase his pay, I'm not sure of that. Right. So it's tricky. Jan, we don't have the info, and everybody's got a different opinion. Danny's got his own opinion of what he's trying to do as a total package. We don't know what that is, and same with Oklahoma.
This excerpt is brought to you by the Massachusetts School of Law, the leader of reform in legal education and a leader in multimedia education for the public. To view the full interview and for a full listing of MSL's programs, log on to mslaw.edu.